Hi, it's Eleanor, and today I am talking with Mandy Kendall, and Mandy Kendall just recently paid Jason Fladlien $10,000 to eat his brain. So with that, I'd like to say hi to Mandy. How are you?
Hi, Eleanor. Thanks very much for having me.
Thanks for coming to allowing me to ask you questions after you feasted on Jason's brain. It's going to be fun to pick your brain. So tell me, what motivated you to pay Jason $10,000 to pick his brain?
Well, I've been doing this for just over a year, so I have seen quite a number of so-called gurus. Jason hates the word guru, but I'm going to use it because we all understand the word. And really, at the end of the day, the circle kept coming back to Jason as somebody that I can relate to, somebody I can definitely believe with total trust, with no question. Um, Curiosity, yes, and he always responds so in such a helpful, nurturing way that when I had the opportunity to approach him, price was definitely not an issue for me if that's what I could get, because that is what will trigger my business to greater success. And it was only through Jason. As I said, I've tried others, and really that's not the answer for me. Jason was the answer for me. That's what led me to Jason.
Yeah, Jason, being online and everything like that with myself that I've been online, every time I implement something that I've learned from one of Jason's products or something that he's told me to do, that's when I've noticed that I have the success online. So I definitely agree with you there.
Yeah,
So,
he is he does talk in riddles though, Eleanor, so sometimes you have to, and I said that to him as well when we were at the mastermind. I said, sometimes you talk in riddles and I don't really understand. He says, when you're ready, you go back, you listen to what I said, you will begin to understand when you're ready to understand. So he says he does it on purpose. Okie dokes. In Jason I trust.
yeah, Jason does yeah, he does talk in riddles a lot. There's one of the things that one of the courses I took with him, I actually had to listen to it at least 4 to 5 times while I was implementing it. So I definitely understand that. So when you paid Jason this $10,000 to sit and talk with him, it just wasn't to sit and talk with him. Of course, you were expecting to do something with that $10,000, correct? Or
Oh,
get a return
sure.
from that, right?
Oh, for sure, without a doubt. The expectation was that we would come out with a usable product, and the secondary expectation was that that product addresses all my skills, because I have over 35 years offline business experience, no marketing experience, of course. So, yeah, I do know what I was thinking when I came online to be a marketer, but the point is, I don't have those skills. I have 35 years of business management skills, and I have a doctorate. So yes, we definitely needed a product. There was definitely a structure to the discussion, which Jason took my professional skills, my background. He is the one that stood back. He looked at my goals. He looked at what I was. And Jason actually came up with the idea that this is how I can get to my goals. And it is a totally win-win situation because, as I keep saying, in Jason I trust, and I'm very, very happy to promote whatever Jason has in line with the product. So he came up with an all-encompassing business management product that I can definitely run with, and it helps me, um, promote Jason's products too, quite frankly.
Right. So, and that's one of the things that Jason says when he comes out with products and training is the one thing he wants you to do when you get that training from him is turn around and be able to make money so you can buy more products from him.
Oh yeah, he's quite open about that, and I'm very happy to follow that philosophy. No problem with me.
Yeah, actually, Jason's quite open about lots of things. He doesn't, not like, as you said, he doesn't like Guru, but not like the others. He doesn't have anything hidden. If you actually do what he says, you definitely do get to benefit. So let's
Yes,
talk.
he definitely.
Go ahead. Go with your thought.
So I'm sorry. He definitely is very open. And the other thing about Jason is that he is also still very curious. You know, despite his success, Eleanor, Jason is still very humble and he is still curious about the people that he meets. So he is genuinely interested, which makes a big difference. You know, you can see through so many people that they're just looking at that almighty dollar, forget what's in between. Jason's forgotten, you know, he's not looking at the almighty dollar. He acknowledges it. Of course he does, because that's what we're all in business for. But primarily, he's more interested in the path to the almighty dollar, which is through people.
Right. Yes. Yeah, he cracks me up. You can tell too. Even Wilson with his partner Wilson and him. Whenever you go anywhere and you actually meet them in person, or you get to hear them speak, you can actually, if you listen to what they speak, um, say during their sessions, you really do benefit. For example, like when we were just at Earn 1K a day and they had us in the mastermind the first day, and then one group broke off into Amazon and the other group broke off into Google. Well,
Yeah.
technically, those of us that are actually students of Jason's, when it comes to Amazon, um, everything he told during that session to the people that weren't in there was gold, that weren't following him for Amazon. So he basically gave it to them without them realizing he gave it to them.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
he is brilliant.
yeah, he is. That's why I dubbed him McBrainy. That's my affectionate little nickname for him is McBrainy.
You did confuse a few people at the Superhero Summit with the Mac Rainey. They just couldn't put it together.
Yeah. Oh well. They'll eventually they'll put it together.
Yep.
Maybe. No, I have to realize that not everybody's a Grey's Anatomy fan, but hey. Anyways, so that's kind of why you did that with him, and on the sales page here for your product that you created with him, Top Fortune, it points out a few of the things that of Jason's accomplishments, like charging $50,000 to write a webinar presentation for his clients that are brand new to the market, and then his webinars always convert, always.
They are fantastic. He has left a couple of things off here that I would have thought would be even more important. During my time with Jason over the last 6 months, I've actually physically watched him, Eleanor, generate over $1 million in sales off a webinar. I watched him in Affiliate HD. I watched him in the amazing, the Amazon selling machine. I watched him in a couple of other things. 3 times in the last 6 months, I have watched that kid generate over $1 million in a webinar as an affiliate promotion, as well as his own.
Right. Yes. Which always amazes me. And that's one of my favorite ways to promote is when he's launching his own product through a webinar. That is my favorite thing to do is just send the affiliate link to that because I know it's going to convert.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I get them there.
It's actually got to a point later on where I would listen for when Jason was going into the pitch and I would walk away because I knew if I continued, I would push that buy button. Just, resistance is futile. So I used to then walk away. Now I don't do that anymore because now I am studying the process. I'm studying the rhythm. So it's different. I'm not reaching for that buy button quite as readily as I used to.
Yeah, yes. I do know exactly what you mean. He has a way of I'll go to a webinar of his and say, okay, I'm not buying, I'm just going to listen because I know I can learn just from the training that he's giving on the webinar, but whatever it is he's selling, I'm not buying it. Yeah, never happened.
You know that 6 and 6 coaching that I'm a superhero? Well, I just paid him $10,000 for coaching. But no, I pushed that buy button for 6 and 6.
Yeah, now 6 and 6 is really good. You're really going to enjoy it. I could not believe he did that. Matter of fact, I'm surprised Wilson let him do that, because that 6 and 6 coaching is just amazing. And right now there's 79 webinar trainings, and those trainings don't just last an hour. Some of them go over an hour. So it's just like, yeah, really, honestly, you don't need any other training. um, but okay, so let's get back to your product. And just like you said earlier, he teaches the living daylights out of anyone. So tell me, what was one of your favorite parts in creating this product with Jason?
Actually, it wasn't in the content as much as it was in the process. You know, I've been in very senior positions in companies. In a senior position and as an accountant, you do not simply trust. That is just not done, okay? So what Jason, my favorite part, I think, with Jason was that he enabled the trust. He never ever let me down, okay? He said it's going to happen, but he never committed to a particular time or a particular way or a particular step by step or a blow by blow. And that is like being thrown into a massive ocean that you can't see land, you can't see the bottom, you can't see sides. Just swim. Just get in there, start stroking and swim. It was quite a different feeling. So my favorite part of this journey was, in actual fact, learning that trust is not a bad thing. You can actually do that. And it's not gonna go wrong. But you know, I wouldn't suggest that everybody do that generally. I would only do that with Jason. It's only Jason that I would put that amount of trust. But it was a different feeling. It was definitely a different feeling. And that is the most favorite part of producing this product, is knowing I can go into this huge ocean, not be able to see the sides, ground, or sky, and I will come out swimming.
Right. I mean, and one of the examples that's here in the sales letter is his product E-Class. Through his product E-Class, he's produced dozens of six-figure earners, and a lot of people attribute their success to that training. So my question is, and I'm putting you on the spot, did you have the product E-Class, or is this just, okay.
And I've got that one through, through Bold Angels, through Tina. So I have that added support through Tina and Trish, the Bold Angels.
Mm-hmm.
I had that added support, but no, I still couldn't quite get to where I needed to be. So you can consume, but at some stage there has to be some other trigger. As I said, I do know what I was thinking, but I am an accountant and I want to be a star marketer in a very short space of time. I also have a doctorate. Now, it's taken me over 30 years to build my career offline and to reach the heights I did in both management and in my academic qualifications, and I'm wanting to replicate that in 1 year online, and I don't have the background. So yes, I have product E-Class, I have copy E-Class, I have about almost 50 products of Jason, and I still couldn't reach where I needed to reach because I think I set an impossible goal. But now that I have Jason's personal touch on it, that's a different matter.
And that was one of the things we learned too when we were at the seminar that you and I met for Earn 1K a Day, is having a coach is a good thing. And in essence, that's what Jason is. You actually had coaching time with Jason, even though you were in that time creating this product.
Yes, absolutely. In the creation is the coaching. In the delivery is the coaching. It is up to me to observe, to digest, and to comprehend. He's not going to, even at that price, he's not going to give it to you step by step on a platter. He will give you the overview, he will give you the concepts, and he will give you the time. But it is up to me to take it and make of it what he has created for me.
So that's cool. He gave you action steps. So you actually had steps in the process. So let's go over kind of what the product is, because now that you sat down and you basically picked his brain, I liked the email that he sent out to me that said, "Eat my brain." So I kind of stole his little thing there about eating his brain for my blog post. But you specifically picked laser-focused questions so that you can get the most valuable insights from him. And you have created 4.5 hours of audio with him,
That's right.
and it's broken down into 8 modules, correct?
That's right, yes.
Cool. So what was your let's go through kind of each module really quick, and let me ask you which one is kind of, which area or what key point that you touched on was your favorite. So this is the other thing that I like on the sales page, is how he'll bring out a point, like this marketing technique that's misunderstood from 1984, to complete with so that you can compete with established players once you understand that. Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm not entirely sure what he's referring to there. I'm just looking at my notes. I think this is more about understanding the market. I don't quite remember, actually, in all honesty, what he's referring to there, because that was in the introductory module.
Yes, that's in the introductory module.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's in the intro module, yes.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure what he's referring to there. I'd have to go back and re-listen to it. I am getting transcripts done as well of these modules, because even though I've listened to it twice now, and I was in the discussion, there is stuff that I still have forgotten already, and we're only talking about a week later. So I am getting transcripts done too, so that we can actually highlight and go back and go over and over to listen to it. So I can't really answer that question.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's cool that you are getting transcripts for it, because like I said, when I was doing my virtual events last year, and I was off of Affiliate HG in modules 8 and 9 going through that, I had to listen to that over and over and over again. So I completely understand what you're saying with that. Okay, so I totally took you off on a different detour, but let's talk about it. Also, I like this one where it leaves the blank, but obviously that's the mindset state that will make you execute one profitable action after another.
No, that key thing there where your cursor is right now, that state, he's referring to the resourceful state. That was a key light bulb moment for me. He had just changed the terminology, but it made so much more sense to me. The resourceful state. I've always been a solutions-driven person, and I have very little tolerance for people who continually make excuses. It's just been my way. Now, what Jason was alluding to that kind of thing. And then what he kept saying was about the resourceful state. Now, resourceful state is exactly that. Find a solution. Don't find an excuse. Acknowledge the challenge, but get into a resourceful state. Get into the state of, how can I execute? How can I make it a more profitable day? What can I do that is actually going to lead me to my goal? That's what that was about. I really loved that section.
Oh, wow. And here I just decided to put the word mindset in it, and I did listen to the intro, and so you can see how quickly you do forget. Perfect. Okay.
Resourceful state is a mindset stage, but he does call it the resourceful, and it was the resourceful terminology that I hooked onto, and you hooked onto the mindset terminology. And this is why Jason says, because the very next step is how to get the most out of this training. And you've said it a couple of times now. How to get the most out of this training is you need to re-listen to it over and over again, because we will pick up different things. We'll listen to the same thing, but based on our own development, we will pick up on different things. Like I said, you picked up on mindset or mindset. I picked up on resourceful state. The same section.
All right, and then and now module 1 it talks about, yeah, that is cool. It is cool. What I liked about module 1 was talking about the opportunity cost. Basically, when you're doing $10 an hour work, you can't possibly be doing $100 an hour work. So you're losing $90 every hour when you're doing that. And he breaks that down really, really well in there. And he even, like, the trap that 99% of marketers fall into that is so simple to avoid that you just basically pop yourself upside the head.
Yeah, that's all that, you know, but, why are you doing the lower cost work that's not getting you to your goals? You know, why are you not, why are you not outsourcing the unimportant things? Why are you doing the unimportant things? You need to look at what is that is going to give you the greatest, I tend to say the word profit, but it's not always about profit, is it, Eleanor? It's also about like keeping your list happy, like really serving your client and your customer. That's what it is about. So what is it that's going to help you serve your customer the best instead of doing, the small comfort zone type stuff? And that also, Jason and I have a slightly different take on opportunity cost, but what he was saying in that entire section is that people don't even acknowledge opportunity cost. They don't measure it. They don't acknowledge it. And I do agree with that point without a doubt. But I also think that people don't really fully understand what opportunity costs, what is it costing them to do stuff that other people could actually be doing and you doing instead. That's Jason's take on it. And that does make sense to me.
Right. Okay. And then there's module 2, which is the day-to-day stuff. And he shares what a typical work day looks like for him. And in this section, it's the key to graduating to $100 an hour, $200 an hour work and beyond is, and discover how to proof yourself from interruptions. So I really liked, when I was going through the sales page, and looking through all these different keys points, that was one of the things that I really liked.
Yeah, that is, it's about focus and it's about discipline. Where your person was dealing with stress at a $10 million level, okay, I really, really love that piece where Jason goes into his giggle, he's got that funny little giggle.
I love his giggle.
Yeah, and he says, I don't feel stressed, right? Because it's not scripted in. I thought, oh, Jason, that's a bit simplistic, but maybe it works. He did not script. I just love that. I've actually got that up on a, on a 42 font.
Uh-huh.
And I've just put it out and I've put it up. It's not scripted in, so there is no stress. That's what his key is focus, discipline, script your day. And what he does explain, he may have explained it in there or he may have explained it offline, but what he is also saying is have a rigid framework, but be flexible within that framework.
Right. So, and that's just the beginning. Those are just the intro in the first 2 modules. Then he talks about in module 3, the quarter, the year, and why we should steal techniques from the corporate world that can be the key to having us have our, experience our best year yet. And then also the things that we shouldn't steal.
Yeah. Now this, of course, I relate very strongly with having had, a very successful offline career in the corporate world. And basically what he's saying there, and I totally agree, he's saying you bring in corporate type techniques of measuring key performance indicators. He calls them something else, key performance objectives. They're the same thing. It doesn't matter. The terminology is not that important. The concept is you have certain measurements that you need to measure. If it's not measured, it's not done. And that is typically a corporate type technique where you set your objectives. Each division has its budget, each division has its objectives, and you roll it down to each individual person so that the overall corporate objectives can be met. And that's what he's addressing here. This is what he's saying, stealing techniques from the corporate world. Because he says Will comes from a corporate background and he brings those techniques into Rapid Crush. And he says that has definitely been a very strong factor in their development. Because you put your number down, you have to meet your number. And yeah, I can definitely understand that, having run divisions myself. But it's not as simple as you have to reach a number, because there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into the background where, how you actually develop that number. It does have to be consultative. So he doesn't go into depth on that sort of thing, but that is what he's referring to when he says why stealing techniques from the corporate world. Set objectives that are doable, and for goodness sake, do them.
Right. And they do that. And they don't just tell you to do that with in oh, I said AC is their CPA now. I think that's her name. So she gets on them good. She'll give them a number, and then they freak out about it for a minute, like they said at the event. But then they calm down and they figure out how to reach their goal, and they reach their goal. And so that by doing that, as he says here in the self letter, it has given them a massive edge on their competition. I mean, really, nobody can ever touch when they decide that they're going to be an affiliate for a product that's coming out. No one can really ever touch Jason and Wilson's bonus for signing up through their link. I've yet to see it.
Well, you know, like you just said, it's because they plan their success. Here's the number. How do we get there? You know, many of us just say, well, here's the number. Let's see what happens. No, we say, here's the number, working backwards. How do we get to it? What actions do we have to take to get to them?
Right. And also, this one I really liked on how do you scale?
That is a key for success with this method.
I had a lot of fun playing and pick monkey on this one.
That you can. Avoid internet. Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah. So
oh, that is cute.
That sums up Module 4, how to avoid the internet marketing hamster wheel and burnout. So how do you scale? And in Module 4, he talks about how people have tried outsourcing but have gotten frustrated from outsourcing, and so they stop. But he talks in here about that and how to avoid the burnout and why the single most internet marketers can't adopt this one thing to save their lives, and it's actually the key to a successful, almost passive online business.
Basically find what works, make it work. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You're good. Go ahead with your thought there.
Yeah, the single most important thing. Okay, sorry. The single most important thing is to get it to work. Okay, make it work, and then rinse and repeat. And he says that through all his trainings. But again, we hear it with different ears at the different stages of our development. But that really, in essence, is what he's saying. And then on the next one about the burnout, he's also saying that you need to balance. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and it's the wrong thing, you're leading yourself astray. You're just going to burn out. You're just going to keep. You have to outsource. You have to find what works. You need to find what is your opportunity cost. You need to find out where your greatest profitable endeavors lie. And that's what you the rest you need to outsource.
Right. And then now that leaves 3 more modules. Module 5, which is the next year's, it talks about your future, how to knock out your 5-year plan immediately, and how this simple 5-minute exercise will help your profits today. So you can't just, and this module basically, what I'm gathering is you can't just go day to day if you want to succeed. You actually need to have a plan, and you need to be able to reach that plan. Are you there?
That's quite correct. This ties in with the corporate time as well. You know, in corporate world, you do your business planning. You do it over a 5-year span in outline. Where do you want to be? What markets do you want to be in? What do you want to get out of those markets? Then you do your strategic plan as to how you're going to reach that overall kind of mission. And this is what this is. The next 5 years is you now outline where do you need to be. Okay, and that is another very key thing that Jason brings in. He brings in what's going to be hot in the year 2020, because it's pointless planning, and you're not planning along the right lines. And that's how a company becomes irrelevant. It becomes out of tune with its market. So you do need to know what's in the future and how do you fit into that future and how do you get there. So that 5 years is more of a bird's eye view of where you want to be. The actual day-to-day, the scripting and the detail leads you up to the success in those 5 years. So your first year, your year one's planning has to be in detail. 2, 3, and 4 becomes less and less detail, and then the next 5 years is what is your overall, your bird's eye view. So all these modules do tie into one another, and they all have corporate concepts in them that enable a business such as Rapid Crush to be as successful as it is.
Right. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to, oh wow, Module 6, Marketing at 10 Million. What most beginners that succeed did and explained step by step is what's being found in this module. So go ahead, take this one away.
This one was like an hour and a half. It was exhausting. This was a long, long module.
I like this comment. Why internet marketing is like chess done at boxing speed and how to thrive in an environment like this.
Yes, that is brilliant. That is brilliant because, like we just said, you plan your 5-year and then you do your step by step. But what happens if things change, like you get a Facebook slap or a Google slap or whatever happens, okay? Details change. So this is where it has to be like a chess game. You're going to incorporate what you know or what you think is going to happen within the next 5 years. Then you're actually going to adjust to changes with lightning speed. Like if you do have a Google slap, react and move, dodge it, duck it, in the same way as you do it in boxing, so that you can adapt to that change. But you're still headed in the same 5-year direction, but your detail has changed, and you need to have that agility. That's how you thrive. Does that make sense to you, Eleanor?
Yeah, it does. It really, yes. Okay, so why don't we talk about also, Jason also has on here, and I can't believe that this is even a possibility that my McBrainy makes mistakes, but does he?
Oh, yes. Yeah, he actually says that, not every product is, you don't hit every product out of the ballpark. There are mistakes. And, I can't remember what his biggest mistake was. Let's try to remember. I don't remember what his biggest mistake was. But he totally agrees that he has made mistakes. He has not taken advantage of opportunities that he wishes in hindsight that he could have. Or he has pursued a path that actually turns out to be a dud. It's a dead end. Yes, he does. He is not infallible in that way. But when, like he says, when he hits it big, he hits it really big. When he comes across something that is definitely very successful, then it is exactly that, very successful, even than moderately successful things. And that's really what he's referring to there. He has made mistakes.
I just like to tease him that he does. Okay, so now the next one, Module 7, Where the Big Money is Made. And this is my favorite one, I think, besides the hamster wheel, but how to innovate and get a true competitive advantage in any market without a single dollar in startup capital, and even if you never had an original thought in your life. And I never really liked the word innovate until after basically hanging out or around Jason, because that is his word. He is always innovating.
Yes, he is. And the answers are all out there. The solutions are all out there. You just got to do it a little bit better, not significantly better, just a little bit better than everybody else. That's all. It's as simple as that. Give people what they want, a solution, just a single solution to a single pain or a single problem. And he has that product as well, the 111 process, and that is integral to his innovation. His innovation is just do it slightly better, slightly differently. Zig when others zag. He's quite famous for that saying. He zigs when others zag. or he zags, another zig, whichever way it is. But that's what innovation is about, is to do it slightly differently. It's all there for the taking.
Right, and I like this the sentence that he leads into for this module, where he talks about how most marketers don't want to face the truth that in order to keep making money, they have to be innovating and have a unique competitive advantage that nobody can copy.
Yes.
And I was just talking about that with the bonuses that they offer. Nobody can copy the bonuses that Rapid Crush offers, not cash. Although,
no, Rapid Cash there, not for.
yeah, but so yeah, and they do set themselves.
Eleanor, even if you could copy their bonuses, you know, Jason's unique personality. You can never emulate Jason's unique personality. You can try, and it'll come out pretty flat. Okay?
Yeah.
Jason is what Jason is, and that's also a unique competitive advantage. Yes, he is brilliant, but he is also, you know, his whole package, what kind of a person he is, his trustworthiness, his originality, his insight. Sometimes he's too far ahead of the market, and that's also when he has some failures. He says sometimes he just does stuff. There's just, you know, like WP Twin and a few other products that he names. They were failures at that time because he was too far ahead of the market. But that's his unique competitive advantage, is you cannot clone Jason's personality, and it comes through in his emails, it comes through in his conduct. You can't copy it. So that is why they will succeed, is that they will stand out as long as Jason is there.
Yeah, and that is funny too, because that you mentioned WP Twin. I think that was like one of my very, very first Jason Fladlien products. And I could not understand why people were not getting how cool it was. I mean, you realize how easy it is to duplicate a WordPress website with this. This is so cool. Or even just move a website. But that's another tangent. So let's talk about the immediate implementation, which is module number 8. And this one says how to immediately take insights from any module and apply them to your current situation today. So what was one of your favorite takeaways from this module?
The absolute paramount key is focus and discipline. You need to take action. It doesn't have to be perfect action, and he says this over and over again, but take action. You can fix it at some other stage, okay, but take action. Make that action work. Listen to the stuff over and over again, but get the focus, get the discipline. You have got to script your day. You cannot just say, oh, what shall I do today? That looks interesting. That's not going to get you to success. And as far as getting insights from any of these modules, you need to listen to them over and over again. And as soon as I've got those transcripts ready, I will let everybody know. That's, I will let you know, and I will let everybody know that's already bought. Because, of course, those transcripts are going to be very important, because he just has too much information in there to be able to digest it audibly. You need to see it. So for immediate implementation, focus, discipline, listen to this over and over again. Take one section, implement, then come back and listen to the rest again. Take another section, implement, come back and listen to the rest again. That's how you'll succeed in this.
Wow. So basically almost 5 hours. So I wanted to take, before we kind of went, I kind of wanted to take everybody to see the members area really quick in here for Top Fortune. So this is Mandy. You like Mandy better than Amanda?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, so this is Mandy Kendall. I know. No matter.
Yes. So he really is quite huggable.
Yes, he is. He's very lovable. But this is where you can look and see the course contents as, let's see, is it full on? Yeah. Oh, it logged me out. Oh, 1 second.
No.
See how that is.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like my login name. Thank you.
You
Okay.
are awesome, Eleanor.
Oh,
There's no
thank
doubt. You
you.
are awesome.
That was kind of fun with Nicole Dean at the event that we met too, how she changed everybody, everybody is awesomeness. And then the acronym KISS, how she changed it to keep it simple, sweetie. I like that instead of the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a honey, isn't she? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so this is the course contents, and as you see, it's outlined right here very easily. So let's just go look and see how it's just, let's go to the introduction page really quick, and you can see how it's laid out. So here is, once it stops spooling, it will be the video, and then here are the key points that you're going to want to remember. So, and you're going to want to listen to. So internet marketing for this day and age, is it harder or easier? So maybe if you're taking notes, you want to make sure that you grab the answer to that, or what are some of the things wrong with how internet marketing training is laid out, and plus how to get the most out of this training. So when you're listening to this, that's what you're going to want to do. And I believe, if I'm correct, let's go to module 1 so I don't throw myself under the bus. Yes, the same thing is on each of the modules. So you actually do have a guideline right now until the transcripts to go through to make sure that you do get those key points out if you're taking notes. And then the transcripts, like you said, will be amazing. So let me tell you guys how crazy this is. She spent almost 5 hours with Jason interviewing him, and I could see where $99.95 would be a no-brainer. But right now, she is, and Jason have this price at $49.95, and of course it comes with the ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you want to join in eating Jason's brain with me and any other people, and get those little life-changing marketing nuggets from a $10 million marketer, you need to come to eleanorlove.com/talkfortune and get familiar with Mandy and eat Jason's brain. I don't know. I made a joke in my blog post that, I would definitely eat his brain if it was seasoned a certain way, and if I was guaranteed to have his genius immediately transferred to my brain.
That is funny.
But other than that, and especially if I knew it wasn't brains that I was eating, but hey, other than that. Yeah. So you can go to either to eleanorloves.com/talkfortune, or you can come to my blog at eleanorpryor.com and avoid the internet marketing hamster wheel and the burnout that goes with it. And I had fun in PicMonkey making a couple of different graphics regarding this, so you have to indulge me.
Oh, those are graphics.
Yeah, I had fun. PicMonkey's my best friend. So anyways, thank you so much, Mandy, for taking time and hanging out with me. Well, not technically not hanging out with me, since GoToWebinar, not GoToWebinar was being feisty. Google Hangouts was.
Well, thank you very much, Eleanor, for having me. I have thoroughly enjoyed this chat, and I hope we can chat again soon.
Okay, great. And remember, everybody, if you're not, you have to be the least bit curious, like I say in my blog post, as to why Mandy was eager to hand McBrainy over $10,000 to create a product. And odds are she may have asked a question or two that you may want to know the answer to. So thanks for joining us or listening to us, and have a great afternoon.
Thanks, everybody. Bye now.